Hey, what's going on? I'm Draco6263, and this is Sky Factory 2, a mod pack by Bacon Donut. I ended last time trying to get some green slime balls. I was being extremely forgetful, though, going into the deep dark trying to get these, because the only way to get green slime balls is to... Well, the only way for green slimes to spawn, is how I should put this, is for them to be in a slime spawning chunk with the elevation to be level 40, below level 40 I should say, and or in a swamp on a certain lunar cycle. So it's kind of weird the way that slime spawning goes. So I was in the deep dark. I was like, okay, I will make myself an area to spawn slimes in, and I spent a while digging out a slime spawning area. That was stupid, and I realized that was stupid, and I wasn't even sure that green slimes could spawn in the deep dark. So I built this, and it's not finished, but I got slime spawning on it before I finished, so I didn't really care to finish it with all the mobs on it. So I'm going to wait until those can go away, and we'll see what happens, what I do with this. I'm debating, you know, since I have enough iron, just making a whole bunch of conveyors and making a giant mob trap. But, I mean, this is a 64 by 64 platform, so, well, it will be when I finish it. So it's going to be pretty big. Not sure how I'm gonna sort that out. Also, there's this wall here. That's because my first attempt at spawning things, before I realized about the elevation requirement, was to just break this magnum torch and see if one spawned up here. Obviously it didn't. That's when I realized I needed to go down 20 levels. So that's what I did. I also made this hammer to help me with the digging in the deep dark that ended up being pointless. So now that I have the slime balls, though, I can come in here and I can make the Silk Touch book, which I now have. So I'm gonna make an anvil real quick. Anvil, I don't have one, so I'll have to make it. Anvil. Thank you. I don't have blocks. Why did I... Oops. I mess up sometimes. I'll just do that for now. For now it can be that way. Later I'll fix it. I'm gonna put the anvil down and we can get started. I need a golden pickaxe first. Don't be dumb, Draco. Don't be dumb. Gold pickaxe. Yes. If you don't remember, the reason I wanted Silk Touch in the first place was to repair. Oh, maybe if I did this right. The reason I wanted Silk Touch in the first place was to make a Silk Touch enhancement to my Ender Quarry, which I can now do. Just Silk Touch. Voila! Ender Quarry Silk Touch upgrade. I'm gonna go throw that on the quarry real quick, and that's gonna start bringing in like redstone ore and diamond ore and lapis ore and stuff, instead of breaking it down, because I can get fortune on my Tinker's Construct tools, or I could do a whole bunch of things that will just, you know, be more efficient than having the standard way of mining things be the only way of getting my diamonds. Go back out then. So yeah, I finally did that. Getting those green slimes took way longer than it should have, but it's done now. What else is done is I have finished with all of my aluminum that I had, you know, at the time. Turns out, in the amount of time it took to cook all of that aluminum, I got like a quarter of it back. So, like, I have, well, maybe not quite a quarter, but I have quite a bit of aluminum, and then the aluminum dust here is also part of it. One thing that kind of shocked me was my iron. My iron ore are ridiculous, because I have to, before I can, well, not before I can put them in my smeltery, but before I should put them in my smeltery, I need to run these through a SAG mill. So I'm going to end up with like 2600, and then I'm going to put that in the smeltery and end up with like 5200 or something crazy like that. So it's a little ridiculous how much iron I've got right there. I'm pretty close to 1 million on this too, like 75,000 away. Not too shabby. I know I have over 75,000 in my other deep storage units and in my compressed cobble. Where is my compressed cobble? Right here. I've got 329 compressed. I've got, oh, a measly 2 double compressed, but I've got 39 triple compressed cobblestone. That is that's a little ridiculous. It's more than a little ridiculous. I'm going for a stack of octuple compressed, just because, you know, why not? It's gonna be awesome. 95 diamonds. You know what? Might as well get the extra heart canisters. Well, actually, first let me see how much gold I have. Okay, never mind. I don't have enough gold, because I need 10 notch apples, so that's 80 blocks of gold. So that's what, 720 ingots. I don't have enough to spare 720 ingots of gold. I will hold off on that for now, but it's in the works. It's happening. As you can see from this here, the 1K drives are filling up really quickly, but my bigger drives doing fine. Not worried about that anymore. You know, I've been thinking about it while I was talking, and what I think I'm going to end up doing with this platform down here is closing it off, making it a 3-high closed off platform with the, shoot, what am I going to call it? I can't remember what they're called. Conveyors. Gosh, that was not a hard word to remember. Look at this slime with an afro. Anyway, with the conveyors, I'm going to make the butt ton of conveyors that it's going to take and turn that into a giant mob spawning area, hook it up to an ender quarry, and have that pump into my ME system. I'm just going to have everything pump into my ME system. That's what's going to have to happen. I want to see some other things in here. How much redstone do I have? I have, you know, a little bit, not quite as much as I had hoped. I know I used a bunch of it on stuff, but I thought I had more than that. Oh well. I wanted it for the speed upgrades. Oh, I guess I should probably type it in the right area. Speed. I wanted it for these. Oh, hey, wait, no. Maybe these are the ones? I don't need redstone for these. Okay, I have plenty of Invar. I need sulfur. And, do I have much Electrum? Electrum. I have 208, so I can get 50. So I can get 100 speed upgrades, 50 recipes worth out of this. But the pyrotheum dust is going to be really hard to come by. The redstone alloy, though, probably would be easier to come by. But the problem with that is then you need the vibrant alloy, which you can only get from doing all sorts of craziness that's kind of expensive. So I will just have to work on getting sulfur. I think the best way to do that might be to start a blaze grinder and hook up the blaze rods to a sag mill, because I'm pretty sure, let me see, sulfur, maybe I should spell it right. 15%, not high, but then 50% from a blaze rod in a pulverizer, not a sag mill though. 50% in a sag mill too, but then I can add these that gives a higher secondary output. Flint gives 125%, this gives a 200%. So I get a 200% of the 50%, I think brings it up pretty high. Oh, netherrack is... Oh, you only have a 15% chance of getting anything if you sag mill netherrack. Not that netherrack's like the easiest thing to get a hold of. Anyway, so blaze rods, probably the best way to go for getting sulfur. The only problem being like setting up a blaze spawning thing. The way I would plan to do this, let me think about it for a sec. The way I would plan to do it would be to put a magnum torch next to a blaze spawner, and that will stop the other mobs from spawning. The only things that'll spawn are blazes from the spawners and imps from because they're passive mobs, and that'll be the only thing spawning within 64 blocks in any direction. So I'll be free to have a spawning setup there. The only problem is I don't know how to do it the most efficiently, so I'll have to work on ways to do it efficiently before I can actually make any plans for it. I want to see if I'm getting any of the things coming through silk touched, and so far it's not looking like it, but there is a redstone ore. I got one thing silk touched, which, you know what though, that's fine though, because I'm pretty sure you can get pretty good yields on sag milling redstone ore and stuff like that. So it's not a waste at all. Let's see how much Yellorium I have, just for shits and giggles. Got like good 350 maybe after I sag mill these. Definitely going good on the Yellorium front. Definitely not got anything to complain about there. Probably next time, or in between times probably actually, I'll set up the rest of my iron to go through here, get my copper going, deal with that. I want to see how many gas tiers I have. That's just all this automated stuff. I don't even know how much of anything I have. Gas tiers. I have 20 gas tiers. That is not bad. Not bad at all. Soul sand. Do I have any soul sand? Just a little bit. Not a whole bunch. Doesn't really matter. Oh, you know what? This has reminded me. I have a bunch of stuff from Magical Crops. My armor, my axe, when I use my axe. I haven't recently. But stuff like that. Like, my armor lets me fly. It's really awesome and everything. But when I update my Sky Factory, unless it was... Okay, last time I updated Sky Factory, the Magical Crops was not one of the included mods. I don't know if there was a conflict or something like that, but I just know that I updated Magical Crops wasn't one of the mods. I had to go to a backed up version of my game to get my Magical Crop stuff back. It was kind of a hassle. But that's why I haven't updated in forever, is because I like my magical crop stuff. But there are some really, really cool things that are included in the updates that I really want to deal with. And I think it might be worth giving up magical crops to get them. So what I want to do before I update is find some armor that will replace my magical crops, Zavicchio armor. And I've been like looking and everything, and definitely the best armor in the game is the Zavicchio stuff. So no matter what I do, it's going to be a downgrade. Like there's no there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's gonna be a pretty big downgrade no matter what. But it might be worth it. The things that I'm worried about though is I want to be able to fly. I want to have like fall damage protection and everything, and I don't want to have to keep a billion angel rings around, because angel rings are nice, like they're really good and all, but the Zavicchio armor set is better. It works pretty handily. Right now, the way I've been dealing with the issue is to have an angel ring back in the spawning area and have my Zavicchio armor here. So if I die, I'll be able to pick up my Zavicchio armor, fly the angel ring back to the other place, and then fly back without the angel ring. So that is something that I'm going to have to address if I lose the armor in the update. What was I about to check? I was about to check something, and I can't remember what it was. Shoot, what was it? I can't even remember. Totally drew a blank. I was like, oh, I know what I was about to do. I wasn't about to check something. One thing that I'm gonna definitely do to alleviate some of the possible problems of not being able to fly is I want to have a bed here, but there is a chance that having a bed here won't be enough to stop me from spawning at the other place. I know that sometimes there is a glitch where you spawn far away from your bed if your like spawn chunks are different or whatever. I don't know what the problem is all the time, but I know that there is a chance of it happening. So I'm gonna have my bed here, but I also want to have a backup just in case. There are a lot of different types of beds. Like, well, I guess no, there's not. It's just there's a lot of things that say they have bed in them, like the bedrockium ingot. Okay, this laser drill is really cheap, but what about the laser drill pre-chargers? I want to look into this. Okay, I've got the laser drill here, really cheap. I can make this anytime I want. These require the pink slime. That takes a little bit of doing, but I think I can do it pretty quickly, especially if I use chickens. It'll just go. The problem being, I don't want to set it up and then not have enough power to run it, or have it drawing all of my power. So that's actually the whole reason of why I haven't done anything with the laser drill yet, because I want to have enough power to run, the full set on it, which I think is 20k output, and I'm pretty sure my max output on this is like 12. Right now I'm holding strong at 3, which, I'm fine with running at a fraction of what this is capable of, but I would like to also have the possibility of just exploding with power. I looked into big reactors, turbines, and everything. It's something I'm going to get to eventually, but it's a little complicated, and I'm not sure I understood it completely. So I need to do more research than what I did. Test it out on a test world and everything, because I don't want to break my reactor or anything on it. Yeah, so that's going to be it for this episode. Just a lot of stuff happening. Things getting done. Let's see real quick how the mobs look over here. A bunch of things didn't die that should have. I'll come through and clear this out later. What is there a block just chilling here? I mean, what is this? Is it a bat? A block? Oh, that's the central block. This is the middle. I've got my torches on top of that. Anyway, that's it for this episode. A lot of stuff will be happening soon. Like I said before, I'm going to be getting the foundations for the city put in place in like the next week or two. I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.